10 UK towns that time forgot. Across Britain lie pockets of time, towns that wear their past proudly while the modern world races by. Once booming with coal, steel, or seaside joy, these places now rest quietly, their streets whispering memories of better days. In this journey through 10 UK towns that time forgot, we'll explore communities that built the nation's backbone, yet found themselves left behind by change. From industrial valleys to faded resorts, each town tells a human story of endurance, nostalgia, and the unshakable charm of places that refuse to vanish into history. 10. Blaenavon, Wales. Set among the misty folds of the South Wales valleys, Blaenavon is a town that once roared with industry. During the 19th century, it stood at the centre of the iron and coal revolution that helped forge modern Britain. Its furnaces glowed day and night, its mines echoed with the rhythm of labour, and its railways carried the fuel that powered an empire. When the pits closed, Blaenavon's heartbeat slowed, but never stopped. Today, the Big Pit National Coal Museum and the Blaenavon Ironworks have turned the town into a living monument to its working-class past. Walking through its narrow lanes and stone terraces feels like stepping into another century. The town's UNESCO World Heritage status ensures its story will never fade. Blaenavon remains one of those forgotten British towns that quietly keeps the flame of history alive, showing visitors that progress and memory can coexist beautifully. 9. Wath-upon-Dearne, England. In South Yorkshire's rolling landscape lies Wath-upon-Dearne, a town that once thrived on mining and steelmaking. For generations, its people dug deep, literally and figuratively, to build proud, self-sufficient lives. When the collieries closed in the 1980s, Wath's sense of purpose wavered. But this town has always had a stubborn heart. The architecture tells its story. Solid brick terraces, a grand old town hall, and a market square that still draws locals for their weekly chat. The high street might be quieter, but it's full of character. A glimpse into the resilience of communities shaped by industry and hardship. Wath-upon-Dearne is one of those UK towns that time forgot, not because it was abandoned, but because it chose not to rush. It still moves to the rhythm of the Yorkshire working spirit, proud, steady, and enduring. 8. Clacton-on-Sea, Essex. If you grew up in the 1950s or 60s, Clacton-on-Sea was the dream summer escape. Families packed into cars and trains, heading for its golden sands, penny arcades, and famous pier. But as cheap flights lured Britons abroad, this seaside star dimmed. Today, Clacton-on-Sea is a bittersweet blend of nostalgia and neglect. Its seafront hotels still wear pastel smiles, but the grandeur has softened. Yet, when the sun dips over the North Sea, there's magic in the air. The scent of fish and chips, the sound of laughter echoing from the fairground. Despite its struggles with economic decline, Clacton continues to fight back through local tourism and cultural renewal. It's one of those British seaside towns that time forgot, charming in its imperfection, beautiful in its memories. 7. Goldthorpe, South Yorkshire. Goldthorpe's story could fill a book about Britain's industrial rise and fall. Once a proud mining town, its pithead dominated the skyline, and the local community was inseparable from the coal that fueled the nation. When the mines closed, the silence was deafening. Shops shuttered, jobs vanished, and the streets lost their purpose. But Goldthorpe's people refused to surrender. Community groups now lead regeneration projects, from local art schemes to housing renovations, determined to bring new life to their proud town. Still, as you walk its quiet high street, the ghosts of the past linger. The laughter of miners, the songs from working men's clubs, the unity of a vanished world. Goldthorpe is more than a statistic on a government report. It stands as a living symbol of Britain's forgotten towns, wounded but unbroken, modest yet full of heart. 6. Midsummer Norton, Somerset. Midsummer Norton feels like something from an old postcard. Its name even sounds like fiction. Nestled between rolling Somerset hills, this town grew from centuries of market trading, and local industry coal once provided steady work. But when the mines closed, the town eased into a slower, more reflective rhythm. Today, its charm lies in that very slowness. The River Somer still winds lazily through the centre. Local shops sell handmade crafts, and the historic town hall remains the pride of the community. The architecture is pure English nostalgia. Stone cottages, cobbled corners, and the scent of home-baked bread floating from family bakeries. For those weary of the modern rush, Midsummer Norton offers a rare gift, a glimpse into how Britain once lived, worked, and connected. It's a peaceful stop in the great story of UK towns that time forgot, quietly content to let the world hurry elsewhere. 5. Bognor Regis, West Sussex. For generations, Bognor Regis was the embodiment of seaside glamour. Granted the Regis title by King George V in 1929, the town's name became synonymous with royal holidays, bucket and spade summers, and ice cream-scented promenades. Decades later, Bognor still glows with vintage charm, though the crowds have thinned. The pier stands proud but weathered, and the beachfront hotels tell stories in their peeling paint surveys have called it one of Britain's most faded resorts. Yet locals will tell you it's simply unhurried. Butlins Holiday Park continues to draw families, while the town council works on regeneration plans to polish the promenade. There's hope here, and heart. For all its wrinkles, Bognor remains a jewel in the crown of 10 UK towns that time forgot, where seaside nostalgia meets English endurance. 4. Stranraer, Scotland. At the edge of Dumfries and Galloway, overlooking the still waters of Loch Ryan, sits Stranraer, once the gateway to Northern Ireland. For more than a century, ferries thundered in and out of its port, filling the town with visitors, workers, and energy. But when the ferry terminal moved to nearby Carnarvon in 2011, Stranraer was left behind. The waterfront fell silent, and so did the high street. Empty warehouses replaced bustling docks, and the town's economy struggled to adapt. Yet behind the quiet facades, a proud community endures. New regeneration projects aim to turn Stranraer into a hub for tourism, leisure, and water sports. The town's Victorian buildings, empty yet elegant, whisper stories of a grander past. It's easy to imagine the days of packed hotels and roaring ships. Stranraer is one of those forgotten towns in Scotland, still waiting for the next tide to turn. 3. Jaywick Sands, Essex. Jaywick Sands began as a dream, an affordable seaside escape for working-class Londoners in the 1930s. Rows of holiday chalets lined the shore, laughter filled the air, and the simple pleasures of sun and sand defined summer happiness. Over time, however, poor infrastructure and coastal erosion took their toll. Modern surveys have called Jaywick one of the most deprived areas in the UK, yet that description misses its heart. Behind the headlines lies a tight-knit, deeply caring community. Locals maintain gardens, help their neighbours, and fight for improvements with fierce pride. Jaywick's resilience has drawn attention from artists, journalists, and filmmakers, who see in it a portrait of British perseverance. Its small homes and winding lanes might seem trapped in the past, but they tell a story of survival, not surrender. Jaywick Sands remains one of those forgotten coastal communities UK travellers should see with fresh eyes. 2. Hordern, County Durham. On the rugged Durham coast, Hordern tells a tale both tragic and tender. Once home to one of Britain's largest collieries, it employed thousands of miners and their families. The closure of Hordern Colliery in 1987 tore a hole through the heart of the town. Rows of terraced houses emptied, the high street lost its spark, and hope seemed to drift away like dust on the wind. Yet Hordern's story isn't just about loss. Community leaders have worked tirelessly to rebuild through new housing, training programs, and social projects. The spirit of solidarity that once bound miners together still lives in the people, proud, friendly, and unbreakable. The town's quiet streets echo with memory, but also with determination. Few places represent post-industrial Britain as vividly as Hordern. It stands as one of the most evocative examples of UK towns that time forgot, and one that refuses to let history be its only headline. 1. Blackhall Colliery, County Durham. Our journey through 10 UK towns that time forgot ends on the same coast, just a few miles away, in Blackhall Colliery. This small seaside town was built on coal, its identity shaped by the rhythm of the pits and the power of community. When the mine closed in 1981, everything changed. The colliery's closure left scars both physical and emotional. Streets emptied, jobs vanished, and the local economy faltered. Yet, out of that decline came quiet strength. The town's beach, once darkened by coal waste, is now one of the most beautiful stretches on the Durham coastline, restored by nature and local care. Blackhall remains humble, with modest terraces and a strong sense of identity. The working men's clubs are still open, and neighbours still look out for one another. Though outsiders may see decline, locals see pride. Blackhall Colliery is not just one of the forgotten British towns. It's a testament to how time can take everything but the human spirit. From Blaenavon's iron to Blackhall's coal, 10 UK towns that time forgot captures a nation's bittersweet story, proud places caught between past glory and quiet endurance. Though their industries have faded, their character shines on. Each stands as proof that Britain's heart still beats strongest in its forgotten towns. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and don't forget